The 2019 Maine Educational Assessments, MEA, were administered this past spring. Assessment results for the 2019 MEA are available to districts and schools for distribution to students and parents or guardians. I'm Nancy Godfrey, the Assessment Coordinator at the Maine Department of Education, and I'm going to walk you through some reports for fictitious students so you may better understand your child's report. This webinar reviews the Individual Student Report, or ISR. The ISRs are 4-page reports. Page 1 can be used for a summary, quick report. Pages 2 through 4 are the full and detailed reports for each content area assessed. Page 2 is the science results when applicable. Page 3, math results. And page 4, English language arts literacy results. All students in eligible grade levels must participate in the state-required MEAs, either the general MEA or the alternate MEA. The first part of this webinar will cover the general assessments. Review for the alternate assessment reports begins on slide 20. The general assessments consist of mathematics and English language arts, or ELA, literacy. For students in grades 3 through 8, this is Empower Me. Students in third year of high school are assessed with the SAT. Science students are assessed in grades 5, 8, and third year of high school with the general MEA Science. English learners are assessed for English proficiency through the Access for ELS. Remember that based on the date an English learner student came to the United States and enrolled in a school for the first time, some students are exempt from the ELA portion of the MEA only, and only for 1 year. All students receive an overall score on each content area: science, math, and ELA literacy. Scores are specific to grade levels and assessments. For each assessment, the overall scaled score number places the student into one of the 4 achievement levels. Level 4, above state expectations. Level 3, at state expectations. Level 2, below state expectations. And level 1, well below state expectations. This is a view of page 1 of a general assessment ISR. This new format of page 1 can be used to send to parents as a summary ISR quick report, or be used as the cover page for the 4-page full comprehensive ISR report reviewed in subsequent slides. Page 1 shows the results for all 2019 assessments: science, if applicable, mathematics, and English language arts literacy. A closer look of each section is shown on subsequent slides. The top of the ISR names the Maine Educational Assessments Individual Student Report. The 9-digit number in the top left of the page is the unique student's permanent K-12 state student identification number. Under the title page on page 1 is the school year, MEA content areas, student's name, grade, school, and district. This sample ISR is for the 2019 MEA results for science, math, and ELA literacy for student Chase Lambert, who is in the 5th grade at Buford Elementary School in the Lenox Public School District. The middle of the general ISR provides the following information: a description of the Maine educational assessments and a link to the Maine Learning Results content standards, and a bulleted explanation of the charts or graphs on the ISR. The bottom of the page 1 of the ISR shows the students' overall scaled scores on the 3 content areas assessed: general MEA Science, mathematics, Empower Me, and ELA literacy, Empower Me. We will now look closer at one of these assessments for results. At the bottom section of the ISR, we've zoomed in on science for this sample student. Below science, you would find mathematics and ELA literacy. The graph shows statewide percentage of students in each of the 4 achievement levels. we see that 5.84% of students statewide were at achievement level 4 above state expectations. 55.53% of students statewide were at achievement level 3 at state expectations, which is the level of this student's report. 26.87% of students statewide were at achievement level 2 below state expectations, and 11.76% of students statewide were at achievement level 1, well below state expectations. On the right, there's a chart that shows the score comparison of the student score of 546 to the school average of 552, the district average of 540, and the state average of 544 for the MEA Science. The single page 1 document we just reviewed provides a summary of a student performance. If families have received the comprehensive student report, pages 2 through 4 provide additional details of each of the 3 assessment content areas. This is page 2 of the MEA General Science. This page will be blank if a student is in a grade other than 5th, 8th, or 3rd year high school. This sample shows that student Chase Lambert is in 5th grade at Buford Elementary in the Lenox Public Schools, so this student was eligible for the general MEA Science in addition to math and ELA literacy. On science, Chase received a score of 546. The score places Chase in the achievement level of at state expectations. For 5th grade MEA Science, the score ranges for this achievement level are from 542 to 560, with the definition of the achievement level for science describing the quality of a student's answers on that assessment. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of at state expectations, next to the thin bar that shows a distribution of all students statewide in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom of the general MEA Science ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance and the student's performance compared to other students in the same grade within the school, district, and state. The MEA Science released items are on the left. Each year, the general MEA Science assessment has a number of items that are released to the public. These items can be found at the link on the left side under the released items on the ISR. The table shows how the student answered each of these released items, including the question number, the Maine Science standard it assesses, and the student's answer. A plus sign indicates the student's answer was correct. A letter indicates the incorrect multiple choice answer the student chose. A number indicates the points earned on an assessment item that was worth more than 1 point. For example, not a multiple choice question, but one that required a written constructive response. Subscores on the right have more detailed information. This chart provides information about how the student performed on science standard compared to other 5th grade students in the school, district, and state. This chart shows on assessment items regarding the physical setting standards, Chase scored 15 points on the assessment in that subscore category. The Buford School scored an average of 16.2 points on physical setting assessment items. The Lenox District scored an average of 12.1, and the state scored an average of 13.1 points on physical setting assessment items. The same applies in the bottom row of student, school, district, and state averages regarding the assessment items that were about the living environment. Different science standards are assessed on different grade levels, 5, 8, and high school. If there is an asterisk in the data boxes, that is because the number is fewer than 5 students, and rules state that data for small groups are suppressed to protect student privacy. Student privacy. Now we will review the ISR for the subject content area of mathematics, Empower Me, beginning with the general mathematic assessment. Again, Chase Lambert, who is a student in 5th grade at Buford Elementary in Lenox Public Schools. Chase received a scale score of 568 on the math. This score places Chase in the achievement level of at-state expectations. For 5th grade Empower Me Math, the score ranges for this achievement level are 560 to 572, with a definition of the achievement level for math describing the quality of a student's answers on that assessment. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of at-state expectation achievement level next to the thin bar showing distribution of all students statewide in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the general Empower Me Math ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. The detailed 3 sub-score categories for 5th grade math are numbers and operations and algebraic thinking, geometry, measurement, and data, and mathematical processes. Sub-scores vary for each grade level. For more information on sub-scores, please speak to your child's school or teacher. This chart provides information on how the student performed on math sub-score categories compared to other 5th grade students in the school, district, and state. This chart shows that Chase scored 18 points on assessment items that were about numbers operation and algebraic thinking. The Buford School scored an average of 15.4. The Lenox District scored an average of 12, and the state scored an average of 13. The same applies in the next 2 rows of student, school, district, and state averages regarding assessment items that were about geometry, measurement and data, and mathematical processes. Comparisons should not be made across different subscores, and comparisons should not be made for the same subscore across years. Page 4 of the report shows the results of the general ELA literacy assessment, Empower Me. Chase received a scaled score of 563, placing him in the achievement level of at-state expectations. For the 5th grade Empower Me ELA, the score ranges for this achievement level are 560 to 575. The bar graph on the left shows the corresponding color of at-state expectations, next to the thin bar showing the distribution of all statewide students' results in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the general Empower Me ELA Literacy ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. The 3 reported sub-score categories for 5th grade ELA literacy are reading, writing and language, and direct writing or essay. These 3 sub-scores for ELA literacy are consistent for all grades levels 3 through 8. For more information on sub-scores, please speak to your child's school and teacher. This chart provides information on how the student performed on ELA sub-score categories compared to other 5th grade students in the school, district, and state. Chase scored 17 points on the assessment items that were about reading. The Buford School scored an average of 18.1. The Lenox District scored an average of 15.7. And the state scored an average of 17. The same applies in the next 2 rows of student, school, district, and state averages regarding assessment items that were about writing and language and the essay. Again, comparisons should not be made across different subscores, and comparisons should not be made for the same subscore across years. We just looked at the math and ELA ISR for students in grades 3 through 8. And now we look at the high school students report. Pages 1 and 2 for science for high school students are the same as we just reviewed for grades 3 through 8. High school students who participated in the general math and ELA literacy assessment took the SAT. Page 3 of the high school ISR shows the results for the SAT math. Student Cora Amen is in the 3rd year of high school at Animo High and Lenox Public Schools. Cora received a scale score of 360 in mathematics, placing her in the achievement level of well below state expectations. The score ranges for this achievement level are from 200 to 410. The bar graphed on the left is the corresponding color of well below state expectations, next to the thin bar showing the distribution of all statewide students in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the SAT Math ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. The 3 reported subscore categories for the high school SAT Math are part of algebra, problem solving and data analysis, and passport to advanced math. For more information on subscores, please speak to your child's school and teacher. This chart provides information about how the student performed on math subscore categories compared to other high school students within that school, district, and state. The chart shows Cora received 6 points on assessment items that were about algebra. Animo High School scored an average of 17.1 on algebra items. Lenox District scored an average of 7.1, and the state scored an average of 7.4. The same applies in the next 2 rows of student, school, district, and state averages regarding assessment items that were about problem solving and data analysis and passport to advanced math. The SAT also provides cross-test scores. These scores are based on selected questions in the SAT reading, writing, and language, and mathematics assessment, and reflect the application of these skills in analysis of science and history and social studies contexts. Again, if there is an asterisk in any data box, that is because the number is fewer than 5 students, and rules state that data for small groups are suppressed to protect student privacy. Page 4 of the high school SAT ISR shows the results for the SAT ELA Literacy. Cora received a scale score of 460 in ELA Literacy, placing her in the achievement level of below state expectations. The score ranges for this achievement level are from 420 to 470. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of below state expectation achievement level next to the thin bar that shows the distribution of all students statewide in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the SAT ELA Literacy ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. The 3 reported subscore categories for high school SAT ELA Literacy are reading, writing and language, and the essay. For more information on subscores, please speak to your child's school and teacher. This chart provides information about how Cora performed on ELA literacy categories compared to averages of high school students in the school, district, and state. The SAT cross-test scores chart on the right is a repeat of the same information from the high school ISR page for mathematics. We will now cover the ISR pages for a student who participated in alternate assessments. In order to participate in alternate assessments, students must meet the eligible participation criteria determined at annual IEP meetings. These students must be flagged as alternate assessment takers in their student enrollment. Mathematics and English Language Arts, or ELA literacy, in grades 3 through 8 and 3rd year of high school is the Multi-State Alternate Assessment, or MSAA. Science is assessed in grades 5, 8, and 3rd year of high school with a Personalized Alternate Assessment Portfolio, or PAPE. English language learners with IEPs and an alternate indicator must take the alternate access for ELS. Just as with the general assessments, overall student scale scores in each content area are given for science, math, and ELA literacy. Scores are specific to grade levels and assessments. For each assessment, the overall score number then places the student in one of the 4 achievement levels. Level 4, above state expectations. Level 3, at state expectations. Level 2 below state expectations, and Level 1 well below state expectations. This is a sample view of the summary ISR for alternate assessments. This new summary format can be used to send to families as a summary ISR or forms page 1 of the comprehensive 4-page ISR report reviewed in subsequent slides. The summary page shows the results for all 2019 assessments, alternate science PAPE, if applicable, alternate mathematics, and alternate ELA, both being the MSAA. We will now look closer at each one of these assessment results. The top of the ISR summary page here displays the Maine Educational Assessments Individual Student Report and indicates that it is an alternate assessment. The 9-digit number at the top left is the student's unique permanent K-12 state student identification number. Under the title on the summary page is the school year, MEA content areas, student's name, grade, school, and district. This sample ISR is for the 2019 MEA results for science, math, and ELA literacy for student Amen Lunsford, who is in grade 8 at Lenox Middle School in the Lenox Public School District. The middle of the ISR alternate assessment page includes a description of the Maine educational assessments and a link to Maine Learning Results content standards, and a bulleted explanation of the charts or graphs on the ISR. The bottom of the ISR summary page shows the students' overall scores on the 3 content areas: alternate science PAPE when applicable, mathematics, and ELA literacy. The left chart check mark shows the achievement level for each of 3 of the assessments. This student scored at a level 3 at state expectations for science, level 4 above state expectations for math, and level 4 above state expectations for ELA literacy. The percentages across the state of students in each of these 4 achievement levels are shown in the bar graph in the middle. The right chart shows score comparisons of the student score in each content area. This student received a scale score of 58 in science, 1272 in math, and 1258 in ELA literacy, compared with the school, district, and state averages. We will now take a closer look at these assessment results. Looking closer at the bottom of section of the ISR summary page, we've zoomed in on the alternate science PAPE for this sample student, and below science you would find mathematics and ELA literacy. The left chart shows statewide percentages of students in each of the 4 achievement levels. As we see, 9.92% of the students statewide were at achievement level 4, above state expectations. 45.8% of the students were at achievement level 3. 27.48% of the students statewide were at achievement level 2. And 16.9% of students statewide were at achievement level 1, well below state expectations. On the right chart shows score comparisons of the student score to the state average. Please note that the school and district average boxes have an asterisk in them, as data is suppressed for small groups less than 5 to protect student privacy. Page 2 is the MEA Alternate Science. This page will be blank if a student is in grade other than 5th, 8th, or 3rd year high school. This is the top of page 2 of the student report for 8th grade student Amen Lunsford at Lenox Elementary in the Lenox Public School District. Amen was assessed in science with the alternate science PAPE. Amen received a scale score of 58 with achievement level of at state expectations for 8th grade PAPE science. For the 8th grade PAPE, the score ranges for this achievement level are 58 to 92. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of at state expectation achievement level, next to the thin bars showing the distribution of all students statewide in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the MEA Science ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. Each alternate grade level expectation, or AGLE indicator, is the alternate standard linked to the main learning results for science at a particular grade level and are listed across the top bar. The level of accuracy, level of assistance, and level of complexity administered are described for each AGLE. All three levels are used in a formula to calculate the final total student score. The details for alternate science AGLEs are also described in the chart. This grade includes science standards D4, force and motion, E3, cells, and E4, hereditary and reproduction. This is page 3 of the ISR for a student who took the alternate math assessment, MSAA. Again, Amen is our 8th grade student at Lenox Middle School in Lenox Public School District. Amen received a scale score of 1272 with an achievement level of above state expectations for 8th grade math with the definition of the achievement level. The score ranges for above state expectations on 8th grade alternate math range from 1251 to 1290. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of above state expectations, next to the thin bar showing the distribution of all students in all 4 achievement levels across the state. The bottom page 3 describes a closer look at the student's performance. 8th grade students performing above state level expectations use built-in supports to show what they know and can do. This report shows a bulleted list of math skills students may be working on according to the level of performance the student achieved. This example provides the performance level indicators specific for students performing above state level expectations for grade 8, as this is the sample ISR that we're looking at. This is page 4 of the comprehensive ISR for our student who took the alternate ELA literacy assessment, also MSAA. Again, Amin is our 8th grade student at Lenox Middle in Lenox Public Schools. He received a scale score of 1258 with an achievement level of above state expectations for 8th grade ELA literacy. The score ranges for this achievement level are from 1250 to 1290. The bar graph on the left is the corresponding color of above state expectations achievement level, next to the thin bar that shows the distribution of all students statewide in all 4 achievement levels. The bottom section of the alternate MSAA ELA literacy ISR shows a closer look at the student's performance. 8th grade students performing above state level expectations use built-in supports to show what they know and can do. This report shows a bulleted list of ELA literacy skills students may be working on according to the level of performance the student achieved. This example provides performance level indicators specific for students performing above state level expectations in grade 8. Below the closer look is a box that provides the percentage of reading and writing this student achieved. The student achieved 86% correct on reading items and 87% correct on the writing items of the ELA literacy assessment. The MEA reports for science, mathematics, and ELA literacy are only one source of information about your child's educational progress. Information regarding other data points may be used to provide a comprehensive and well-rounded view of a student's performance in these content areas can be obtained from the student's teacher. This concludes the webinar on how to read and interpret the individual student reports. For additional information, please contact the DOE assessment coordinators. Thank you for your participation.